remember, again, 5, 6 years ago, my wife wanted a salad, and so I went up to the Cypress Grill off William Cannon, and I went in there and sat at the bar, ordered a beer while I was waiting for the food, and they had a stack of MIT magazine. I guess somebody that worked there or something had been to MIT. That was just, or the owner, I don't know. I'm guessing it was a magazine rack full of MIT magazine. And I picked one up, and it was the entire program in Iraq as a laboratory for the United States. Disneyland is a Pentagon warfare laboratory of locking down U.S. cities. It's so wonderful. I go home, search it, find all that stuff. Just in your face. And these geeks get off on the power of it. And the guys in the military do. I mean, do you see what you're building? Oh, you're good guys. I forgot. This is all for our own safety. I was at a birthday party for one of my daughter's birthday last weekend. And there was a lawyer there, and I'm sitting there talking to him, and people are talking about Disneyland and having to hand scan to get in. And I said, yeah, it's a Pentagon laboratory. And people were looking at me, so I got my phone out and was searching it and showed them. Since 1996, it's been a Pentagon laboratory. See, there's mice and happy animals and Goofy and everything. And you go in, everything's fun. And they're RFID scanning you with a bracelet. They're hand scanning you. Face scanning cameras are watching you the entire time, tracking you. It's a model of a lockdown city like G20 or any of this. This is the new America. This is the new world. And it's a tech grid that's growing like tentacles into everything. RFID. In fact, there's articles today. What is it? Associated Press. Here's a boil down out of the week. Bars using app and hidden cameras to scan customers' faces. Max Cabrera during South by Southwest went out to a demonstration of this. We never even got the report done. We don't have enough staff. We're so busy we can't even get the time to interview and hire the new staff, but we're trying. That report's out there with the company, actually, where you go in the bar and it face scans everybody and, of course, puts it in the database. I remember 10, 12 years ago getting a tour of the UT psychology department, the unclassified areas. I might have accidentally seen some of the classified, oopsie. But it was all retina scanners hidden in the grocery store to track you and then test you and then track your psychological profile. Biometric movement systems. I mean, basically, you've paid for a bunch of eugenics mad scientists to build a giant supermax prison and to poison the living daylights out of you and your family and publish it in countless Rockefeller Foundation documents that we link to at Infowars.com on a daily basis now. We find new horrific ones. Worldwide, the UN goes into countries, in some cases 46,000 in India alone, paralyzes children with the polio shot. Then it spreads polio, and they say we've got to polio vaccinate everybody because polio is spreading. Then it spreads faster, and they're just devastating and killing and paralyzing people in hellish attacks. Bill and Melinda Gates riding that white horse, something fierce, and the normalcy bias, learned helplessness, Stockholm syndrome people go, I'm going to choose to not believe this. It's too scary. I'm going to cuddle up and grovel to the system and worship tyranny as if that's going to save you. And then you get the word your 10-year-old's got Crohn's disease from the GMO, or you get the word your 32-year-old wife's got the breast cancer. Oh, they're going to kill her slow. And still you say, oh, this just can't be true. I got a family, I don't want to be involved in politics. Well, you're dead. You're dead then. You're dead. Everything's going to start moving really quick, okay? They're going to start having drones kill people. It's going to be a test case. It'll be bank robbers, child kidnappers. So like, oh, they killed a bank robber with a drone. Yeah, the Pentagon came in and lit him up. Oh, whatever, they got the bad guy. Precedent set. What did I tell you more than 10 years ago? We got to dig up those rants where I describe you go in, they've turned your card off, you don't know it, your face scan says you're wanted. There'll be armored glass in front of the convenience store. All that's going in. They hit a button. The robot car is on its way with 5 combat robots in the back and a drone it launches off the roof. These are the real designs my Pentagon sources told me about 12 years ago. Imagine how advanced they are. Its ETA is 2 minutes. You get on the road. They've got automatic kill switches in all the new cars. Let's say you got an old car. They've already scanned the license plate. They already know. They've got drones in the sky that know your heat residence off the top of your head and shoulders. 45 seconds after leaving, a drone comes in and fires a pulse weapon, which they already have, that turns your car off. You get out. In the future, they won't even tell you to stop over the loudspeaker. They fire a rocket-propelled 50 caliber bullet that has rudders on it and can actually change direction, and you run and jump in a culvert, it goes in and kills you. All these video game addicts who are like 14 years old, they're going to be just standby technicians watching and high-fiving while you and your family's car is shot up by drone, robot-controlled 50 caliber projectiles. It's publicly being announced. They're going to hunt you down and they're going to kill you. Now, let me continue before I go to your phone calls. This information comes directly from a senior Austin Community College, one of the biggest community college systems in the country. I saw a study in the Statesman 2 weeks ago that you have a better chance of getting hired and paid more money. In fact, guys, I meant to print this. Look it up. People getting more jobs after ACC than UT. It's actually a pretty good community college system. It's pretty honed. I mean, they actually give you type curricula that people are looking for. Computer, you know, all that stuff. Working on computers, you name it. But they have had a 15% are not signing back up in its entire 20-plus year history. This is 30-plus year history. It's the first time Austin Community College is imploding. 500 classes are going to be canceled. 500 in the summer, and then they're looking at even more in the fall. They're projecting upwards of 1,000 classes next fall. Total collapse. Breaking. Revolt against vaccines leads to mass exodus from Texas colleges. Starting in Texas colleges under state edict, not law. Remember, Perry said it was a law you had to take Gardasil and all those girls died? But it kicked in government liability protection for a product they knew were killing people. Let me just read the article. This is big news. See, we revolt now by saying no or it's all over. We start stopping this, recognizing it. Collectively, our human instinct for survival. It either kicks in or we're dead. You either fight back or it's over. This is a technological, scientifically planned total takeover grid. You either have the hepatitis, you either have the other vaccines, the meningitis vaccines, or you don't go. Well, they have a couple cases each year, mainly foreigners coming in. Got a better chance of slipping and dying, you know, in the shower. They don't care. Major adverse reactions. They're talking about making you take Gardasil to get into college. No law, they just tell you it is. Listen to this. Revolt against vaccines leads to mass exodus from Texas colleges. And this is breaking here. They don't want this out. Because the administrators just want to have a big successful college. They're saying, hey, let's tell them there's a waiver. They go, no, you tell them it's the law or you're fired. See, they're also deception. They're lying to you and saying it's the law, your kid's got to have vaccines to go to public school. They lie to you. It's a culture of lying because these are enemies of America. They are. They're enemies. They all follow centralized orders. This is the enemy. This is the death of America. This is cancer. InfoWars has talked to a senior. Well, we were contacted and received information. We didn't just talk to him. I want Paul to add that. You understand, this is a whistleblower. Will you get me Paul on the line during the break? I need to talk to him. InfoWars has received information from a senior whistleblower who is a senior administrator with Austin Community College who has divulged that enrollment numbers are collapsing due to students refusing to comply with vaccinations they are told are mandatory in order to take classes. The ACC administrator told Alex Jones that some 10,000 students have refused to enroll, or they've gotten out, because of their refusal to take inoculations. Although waivers for religious and personal objections are available, the ACC source said students were being given the impression that the inoculations were compulsory. Indeed, college authorities are lying to students by telling them they will be refused enrollment if they don't take the shots according to the sources. They're now telling you you can't get student assistance and welfare, too, if you don't take them. That's a lie, too. This has led to a staggering 15% decline in students enrolling since January and forced ACC to cancel 500 classes over the next semester alone. And it's trending towards 1,000. When students are asked why they're dropping out or failing to enroll. Huge amounts of them are citing the institution's aggressive vaccination policy. According to the administrator, a similar pattern of dropouts due to students revolting over vaccines is being witnessed across the country. This is a big whistleblower article. It's happening nationwide. Get this out to everybody. You don't have to take their murderous shots. These are soft kill weapons. Be advised, they will kill you with pleasure. I had tried everything. Anybody that throws their lot in with this system is signed on to hell itself. Look out, because your eternal soul's on the line, but also your body, now in this life here on this planet. This is a scientific program of total control. The globalists see you as animals. They think they've beaten you. They think you're too stupid to start learning about reality and start caring. This is serious what we face. The re-education camps, the armed drones. I told you this years ago, but Local 10 in Florida, police face criticism over reported arrest quota. The cops admit they're ordered to arrest people for no seatbelt now. They want you in the system so that defense contractors can be paid to put drones in the sky and naked body scanners on the street corner. And so they can lie to us and say there's no radiation and there's no Fourth Amendment. I already knew this, but it turns out Judicial Watch got the documents. The White House basically scripted the new Navy SEAL movie. Really think so? We've got the answer to the imploding economy is mayors like Mike Bloomberg say, bring unlimited illegal aliens in to be the new America. To put them all on welfare as an army to vote out our guns. Mike's immigrant plan to save cities. Oh, man, you got to love that. And former J.P. Morgan lobbyist managing the banking committee expected to investigate J.P. Morgan's trading loss. I mean, that's why this is happening. That's why this is happening. We're paying for our own enslavement. Let's go to John in Washington. You're on the air, sir.
How's it going, Alex?
Good.
Well, listen, I had something that I'd like to kind of tip you on there. I noticed that you're doing an extensive look into the drone situation. We've got a really odd situation going on in the northeastern corner of Washington. Here in our county, we've got a former FEMA director living here in a tiny little town, and he happens to be the executive vice president for a corporation in New York City called L3. Now, what you're going to find interesting is L3 not only manufactures, tests, and trains FEMA on how to use a wide variety of drones with numerous facilities, but they also manufacture the hacking equipment that they're using to monitor the internet with, and they also manufacture the little handheld FEMA narrowband communicators that are going to be used for the so-called good guys to be able to identify one another.
No, I'm fully aware of L3, monstrous group. They service the Blackhawks, all of it. And it is the defense system that Eisenhower warned us of, eating, absorbing America with our money while wrapping it all in American flags. And they are gearing up. They're getting all the police on the FEMA bandwidth, so we can't listen to their communications. They're gearing up with armored pillboxes, 40 caliber, 450 million rounds for total war against the American people during a designed collapse that America is supposed to never come back out of. And it's the fall of America. It's the total takeover of our country.
Well, they also came up here and confiscated, more or less, our county commission gave it away, the spineless creatures that they are, gave away our easement on the eastern side of the county to the Department of Homeland Security, who is building a $45 million superport, and it's going to feature a drone launching pad. They're going to have helicopter drones. They're going to have winged drones. They've got... Of
course. I mean, you got a lot of patriots out there that got to be watched, and you got to spend their tax money somehow. It's fun in the video game culture for all these punks that like to abuse people. They're going to be killing us with these. They've announced